It is NBA action on EA Sports. I'm Ed Cohen. Great to be joined by Jay Williams. Should be a terrific game here tonight. We're at Barclays Center in Brooklyn. The Nets able to control the tip. We're underway in Brooklyn. Jay Williams, kid from Jersey, rooted for the Nets growing up. And where do you live now? Brooklyn.
Of course, I'm following my favorite team, and these comments are probably going to sound biased because they are. But Brooklyn is a completely different place. Only 5 minutes outside Manhattan. It almost feels like a suburb of the city. And the fact that it's culturally relevant, it just feels like Brooklyn is the new place to be.
Personal foul. Team foul number 1.
Kawhi Leonard at the line for 2 shots. A career 84% free throw shooter. And hits the first free throw. And fails to hit them both. It's the first, misses the second. Here's Irving into the front court. They trail by 1. Durant to Irving. And he'll head to the line.
Guys like Gary Payton would always take ones early like this all the time. Number 1, to see if they'll get caught. And number 2, to leave a little mark on you to remind you that they'll be on you all game long.
Kyrie Irving, couple of free throws on the way. A career 87% from the line. First free throw is good.
Oh, you've been in the gym, huh?
Good free throw shooting. Knocks down a pair. Clippers have the basketball. Beverly to George. Screen coming.
Take coming.
George to Beverly. Here's Leonard for 2. Not that time. Knocked loose. LeVert, tough matchup against George. Strong finish for Paul George.
The pass was really good, but what I love most about the play, Ed, was that every player that ran in transition had active hands, which means they were active targets. They provided a target for the player to deliver the pass. That's how you work together as teammates.
Durant to Irving. Here comes the screen. Goes to the right side. LeVert with a shot, no good. Kyrie Irving controlling the offense. Montrezl Harrell able to recover with the block.
Just erasing mistakes left and right.
And stuffs it home.
I don't think I could do that on a 5-foot rim.
I can, because that's my only choice. To Beverly. Here comes the screen. Beverly to Leonard. Lets it fly from long range. His first effort off the mark. Into the front court, it's Irving. His team up by 1. To Hollis Jefferson. Has a chance. Gets a look. Can't hit.
Ed, the game is so different. In today's NBA, defenders are longer, quicker, and more athletic than we've ever seen before. So offensively, as a shooter, you either have to be able to create more space off the dribble for your shot or have a much faster release. Ideally, you have both in your arsenal.
Oh, with the foul. And a chance coming up at the line.
Trust me, you want to avoid early foul trouble. Take that one as a warning.
Knocks down the first.
Into the game for Brooklyn, number 8.
Able to convert on both free throws. To the rim, lays it up and in.
Did you see the way that dribble freed him up? It created so much space. I did, but the defender didn't.
It's LA Clippers ball. Paul George. To Leonard. Has a look. Leonard's shot won't go down. Dinwiddie with the basketball. Leads one. Fires the three. Smothering D.
Great contest by the D, but I want to see the coaching staff call the same exact play the next possession. Get that offensive player the ball. Let him prove that it wasn't the D. It was more in his own head.
Dinwiddie into the front court. Down a point. The screen sets him up for two.
Man, he's got the defender out there tap dancing like that on national TV. That's not a good sign.
And the basket good at the rim.
That boy's living his best life.
Dinwiddie with the basketball. Down by one. Cruises inside for two.
I've seen him float so much on the perimeter, I forgot he even had that kind of physical presence. Good to see him beating up on people down low again.
Paul George, 4-2. Paul George, 3 for 4. Good start.
And last year, it seemed like PG really had a difficult time finding that next level elite PG. No doubt about it, this year, he needs to be playoff P all day, every day.
Lets it fly from beyond the arc, and the Clippers have the rebound. Beverly into the front court. It's a one-point game, 13-12. To Paul George. Oh, leaves the defender in the dust. Nothing going here on that drive. George to the basket, but it won't go. The pass set it all up.
Great job using that shoulder to create contact with the defender without hesitation.
To George. Leonard. To Paul George. Can't connect. Yes, and a foul. He'll have a chance at a three-point play.
People become so fixated on the hands or the arms or the strengths of the arms. I look at the legs. The strength of his legs help him power through that play. That's how you get and ones.
Time to shuffle things up. LeVert at the line for a chance at a three-point play. 71% for his career. George to Gilgeous-Alexander. Oh, ferocious slam inside. Jay, when you break down Paul George, where is he at his best?
He needs to be engaged. He needs to have the ball in his hands. He needs to be needed. And that's the biggest thing for Paul George. When he's the guy offensively, he makes those clutch shots. It re-engages him defensively. And that drives him to be the best version of Paul George there is.
It's the Clippers with the possession now. It's a big finish. Jay, they've had no answer for this guy.
He's been on fire this first quarter. That's the way you take it right to your opponent. You attack right out of the gate.
He gets it.
Well, they have such great flow to their offense this evening. The ball isn't sticking to one player individually. It's moving around the perimeter, and it's zipping. They're playing with a special cohesiveness.
Mitchell Robinson pins it.
Oh, he blocked that with authority.
To Hollis Jefferson. Free throws coming up.
Yo, Ed, how's that saying go? Fool me once, you used up the free pass. You know how they're calling this one. Ease up on the aggressive plays on the ball.
First one, count it. 2 for 2 on that trip. LA Clippers with the basketball. George. That no good, off the mark. Basket's good on the follow. Way to stay with it. Late heave to beat the buzzer. Through one here at Barclays Center. The Nets out in front. Jay and I are back to onto the second quarter. Neither team sees control in the first. Some interesting things, though, certainly on display.
I really like what I'm seeing. Both teams look engaged. There's some trash talking going on the court. I think this has a making to be a big-time game.
Irving with the basketball. Up by 3. From the painted area, won't go down. Williams across the timeline. Looking to make something happen. Paul George to Gilgeous-Alexander. And it's going the other way. 5-second count. Irving to Durant. JaMychal Green snatching it out of the air.
That's why a rim protector is a necessity in this game.
To Williams. It's PG for 2. Knocks it down off the step back.
Substitutions away. Into the game for the Brooklyn Nets. Number 6.
Here's a chance from long range. Message received. Well defended. Gilgeous-Alexander to Williams. The Clippers with 4 to shoot. Williams. Now that's a contest. Nice pass to set things up.
You know, teams usually shoot higher percentages early in the shot clock. Plus, you take away the legs of the defense. You have to dictate the pace.
Gilgeous-Alexander to Williams. Miles Bridges, and a bad pass as it's taken away by the Nets.
When it's a tight game, those missed opportunities on the road make it tough.
Williams into the front court. Down 2. Deep 2 there. Won't go.
I'm not sure that the contest on the shot contributed to the miss, but what it might have done is seep into the confidence of the shooter that the next time he might decide to try to drive to the rim instead of settling for a jumper.
Clippers have the basketball. Williams to Harkless. Shot from the lane won't go. Grabs his own miss and scores. Good concentration.
And if you don't contest, he's knocking that down with ease.
Count the bucket for 2.
Showing you why he belongs here in this league with the best of the best. Efficient scoring out of the rookie here tonight.
Williams across the timeline. Trailing by 4. Curling inside. To Harkless. Nice pace, sets it up, and slams it down.
Some players are so cerebral. I'm not even paying attention to the dunk as much as I'm paying attention to the player pointing and communicating to everybody his team needs to guard on the next play down the court.
Durant. For 3, buries it on the catch and shoot.
He showed that he had great chemistry with his teammates on that shot. Keep getting him good looks, and the one will just keep scoring.
To Harkless.
Clippers foul to number 22, Maurice Harkless.
Beyond the arc for three. Great defense, forcing the miss.
Just because you're an elite shooter doesn't mean you need to shoot the ball every possession. Maybe give a head fake, crack into the defender, get to the free throw line, see the ball go in the hole.
Can't miss those. To Durant. Trying to cash in, add 2 points to the board.
He's a modern-day big that plays like a 6'2 guard. Scary.
Number 6.
Williams into the front court. They trail by 7. To Harkless.
2 minutes remaining in the second quarter.
Jared Allen rejects it.
Ed, that's light work for a guy with his ability.
To Durant. Fires the three, and Kevin Durant unguardable. Hand in his face, he still hits the three.
Don't seem shocked. This is how the game is played these days. Shooting a three is like shooting a layup.
Gilgeous-Alexander to Miles Bridges. And he finishes at the rim.
That's what I'm talking about, Ed. It's that simple. Put the ball in the bucket.
Over to the right side. Durant. That's off the side of the rim. No good. Gilgeous-Alexander to Miles Bridges. 4-3. Gilgeous-Alexander forcing one there. Well defended. To Durant. Going to launch beyond the arc. Shakes free and hits.
He's most definitely got the hot hand behind the three-point arc. Anytime your first-round pick is shooting like this, your GMs and owners just sit back and smile.
Oh, Jay, he commands the paint this time down.
Might have had an extra dribble or two there, but he got the shot he wanted.
To Durant. Kevin Durant. He's 3 of 5. 60% shooting from the field.
I don't know if the scouting report has made its way out here yet, but if anything, it says you need to not let him get that close to the rim.
Williams to Gilgeous-Alexander. Knocked loose, and that'll get out of bounds. Last touch by the Clippers. Yes, and the foul, and a chance at 3 coming up.
So many times we get on the defender for quote-unquote letting the offensive player score on an and one. Sometimes there's a lucky bounce, but more often than not, it's the offensive player who makes the play happen despite the defender's best intentions.
Just inside the arc, at the buzzer, it's good, just as the horn sounds. Inching a little closer.
Back to Ed and Jay to bring you the second.
Substitutions, Brooklyn. Substitutions, Los Angeles.
Williams. Mitchell Robinson tips it. Tough-looking shot there. Still gets it to go down.
Bodies bouncing all around on that layup with the offense winning that battle. But if the defense keeps up that kind of pressure, good things are bound to happen.
From long range. Shot off the mark. Good defense.
Shooters shoot, period. I don't want to hear any excuses. That's why you're on the floor. You keep doing what you're doing with that superior confidence.
Here comes the screen. Williams to Gilgeous-Alexander. Deep left corner. Lets it fly from long range. To Dinwiddie. Fires the 3. Can't get the bounce. No good. Defense catching a break there. To Hollis Jefferson. With the fadeaway. Burns him for the basket.
This type of game needs to be celebrated. This is the type of culture that is fostered when you play with unselfish players. When you give up a little bit of yourself and you make your teammate look great, that's the difference between winning and losing. So when you see these guys smiling, when you see them giving each other high fives, that's because of the energy that was created from the pass. Pass is one of the most brilliant things we have in this game.
Lays it up and in.
I'm not sure that wasn't an offensive foul, but take it when you can get it.
Mitchell Robinson, huge block. Williams.
You know why? I don't see anybody on the defensive end standing up out of position. I see everybody squatted down, really active with their hands. That's the mentality that will lead you to where you want to go.
Number 6.
Screen coming. The drive. Right to the basket. Now ready with a couple of free throws.
I don't know about that one, Ed. I always thought your hand was part of the ball.
Shai Gilgeous-Alexander at the line. And he connects on the first free throw. Goes 2 for 2. Dinwiddie into the front court. The lead is 11. To Hollis Jefferson. Slam dunk for Hollis Jefferson.
You know, from a point guard perspective, one of the things that I learned when I played in the league was that the more I was willing to give the ball up, the harder other players were willing to run to their spots. The harder the bigs were running to the rim. The harder the three-point shooters were running to the three-point line because they knew they could be active recipients. And when they caught the ball, they knew exactly what to do with it.
Short jumper won't go down.
That's how you do it. You keep riding him to the basket, and if the refs aren't calling it, keep being physical. Keep knocking him off balance.
Spencer Dinwiddie, no problem. Contested, hits the three.
And it just seems like the defense has lethargic closeouts. You need to close out with more of a sense of urgency. Run them off the three-point line. Make them take a tough 2 rather than an easy 3.
Williams. Dinwiddie with the basketball. His guys hold a commanding lead. A lot of contact on that play. He plays through it and scores.
Man, that may not have been a gimme, but that layup at the rim definitely chips away at the pride of the defense.
To Gilgeous-Alexander. Here comes the screen. Williams to Miles Bridges. Lets it fly from beyond the arc. That's off the side of the rim, short. Here's a chance from long range, trying for a 30-point night, but it's no good. It's LA Clippers ball.
Defense, let's go.
Gilgeous-Alexander to Williams. Rondé Hollis Jefferson with a piece. And he's going to the free throw line.
Sometimes when you get up big, you get a little careless. But attention to detail through the end, that's how you avoid unnecessary fouls.
First one goes down.
It's like practice.
Goes 2 for 2 at the line. Dinwiddie into the front court. His guys holding the big lead. For 3, buries it.
When a rookie starts to believe that he not only can play, but more importantly, he belongs, nights like this become more and more common.
2 minutes left in the third quarter.
Gilgeous-Alexander to Williams. Beyond the arc for 3. And Lou Williams, quick catch and shoot there for 3.
Oh, Oh, okay. I don't see any more phantom screens like I did in the first half. I actually see people being hit, which opens up three-point shooters to operate off those screens. It's all coming together.
It's good, and one.
The defender cannot be caught with his hand staying in the cookie jar. What I mean, contesting that pocket. You have to keep that hand going in and out, going in and out. Keep the offensive player thinking about where your hands are at all times.
Got it. It's the Clippers with the possession now to Miles Bridges. It goes down.
In the paint, you need to finish just like that.
Dinwiddie with the basketball. He'll run the offense. To Hollis Jefferson. Stuffs it down with authority.
Old school equals high percentage.
Number 22, Harris LeVert.
Gilgeous Alexander. Rondé Hollis Jefferson swats it.
Blocking so many shots only gives your perimeter that much more confidence to really apply more pressure.
Big finish at the rim.
This type of game needs to be celebrated. This is the type of culture that is fostered when you play with unselfish players. When you give up a little bit of yourself and you make your teammate look great, that's the difference between winning and losing. So when you see these guys smiling, when you see them giving each other high fives, that's because of the energy that was created from the pass. Pass is one of the most brilliant things we have in this game.
Oh, great pass, setting up the basket.
The assist from number 6.
Williams across the timeline. His guys down big. Here comes the screen. Williams to Gilgeous Alexander. LA with 4 to shoot. Doesn't have the touch. No good. There's the buzzer. 3 quarters complete, and the Nets enjoying some breathing room. Brooklyn basketball here as we start the 4th quarter, and they have done no wrong to this point. They have this game well in control.
They took control early, and they never let up. The scary thing about this team, if they keep their foot on the gas and then throttle it down, they can win this game by 50.
Here comes the screen. Irving to Dinwiddie.
Big pick right there. Back door.
The screen sets him up for 2.
This may sound cheesy, but sometimes you just need to sit back, get a tub of popcorn, and just enjoy the show, because that's what you're watching right now.
Williams to Harkless. Here comes the screen. George. A lot of contact. Shots no good and no foul. Irving into the front court. Looking to make something happen. Gets it in the right corner to Irving. That's it.
Substitutions, Brooklyn. Subbing in for LA, number 5.
Gilgeous Alexander to George. To Gilgeous Alexander. Mitchell Robinson with the block.
You know, sometimes basketball can become a very beautiful thing to watch. During the regular season, things can get difficult. Energy can be low. The passion at times can even be lower because players are tired. They're fatigued. But today, it's all been good. They're putting in an absolute show with killer efficiency and tremendous effort and intensity.
To Hollis Jefferson. Has a chance. Scores from the post.
You know, it reminds me of a story a legendary coach once told me. He said, if you ever get in a fight, you're not going to hit somebody with an open hand, correct? You'll probably break a finger. But if you hit somebody with a fist, what is that? That's 5 fingers working collectively together as one. That's how you deliver a knockout punch, and that's what we're seeing tonight.
Number 13, Paul George.
Fires the three. He engulfed him that time.
Great contest by the D, but I want to see the coaching staff call the same exact play the next possession. Get that offensive player the ball. Let him prove that it wasn't the D. It was more in his own head.
Williams. That's off the side of the rim. No good. To Hollis Jefferson. Give him 2 points. High percentage.
And I'll never forget one of my first games playing as a rookie with the Bulls. I talked to Steve Nash, and Steve Nash always used to tell me, the more you come out and you get your teammates involved, the easier it will be for you to score down the stretch. Think about it. You come out, you get 7, 8 quick assists, then a ball fake on the next possession. He bit. Easy layup.
Ball's tied up. Neither player wants to give it up. After the tie-up, they're in position for the jump ball. Nets have it.
I tried to work the clock here, but you have to take care of the ball in this possession.
Yes, and a foul. He'll have a chance at a three-point play.
That was such a great job by the offensive player. Knowing that you're probably going to take some lumps here and there, but still remaining aggressive throughout the shot and getting a crack at the extra point.
Free throw's good. Add one more to the total. This game feels out of reach. To Gilgeous-Alexander. To Paul George. Gilgeous-Alexander. And a chance coming up at the line.
Just because a team's winning doesn't mean the refs are going to put away the whistle. Play right all the way through.
And hits the first free throw.
Paul George to the line, shooting 2.
And he makes them both.
1 minute remaining in the 4th quarter.
4-3. I don't know, Jay. They have a big lead. This game is just about over. He might not make many friends on the other side with that three.
Oh, I don't want to hear that generic coaching speak about dwindle down the shot clock, use the clock is your friend. No, if you have a chance to beat him by 50, beat him by 50. If you want to beat him by 100, keep shooting more threes.
To Hollis Jefferson. Going to launch beyond the arc. No good. That's great defense. Almost. Unlucky bounce. To Dinwiddie from long range. Tough shot for Dinwiddie. No good. It's George for 2. Wide open look. Won't go.
Just seems like there's lead in the feet of the defenders. You have to bounce quicker to the ball to deter that shot.
Lets it fly from long range. Knocks down the 3.
It doesn't matter if it's off the dribble, off a quick pass, or off an ISO. When the ball's in this young player's hands, something just feels right.
Strong finish for Paul George. Long key from 3/4 court. It's the Nets who are victorious as they cruise to win a game that was never really in doubt. That does it for my partner.